Good evening, I'm Sean Green with Sports Night. Lower order resistance has halted this slide as the Windward Islands Volcanoes now trail Barbados Pride by some 209 runs in their Digicel fourth round first class match at Arnos Vale. The hosts were 151 for 5 at the close of day 2, a recovery from the earlier position of 89 for 4, with Roland Cato unbeaten on 47 and Kyle Mears on 21. Spinner Jamal Warwikan has so far taken 2 for 30 from his 12 overs. Now earlier, all-rounder Kevin Stout top scored with 84 from his overnight 59, with off-spinner Tyrone Theophil, the leading wicket taker, with 5 for 56 for the Volcanoes. Justin Graves, who resumed on 14, he was LBW for 54. So scores in the other games as well. At Warner Park, Jamaica Scorpions 342, the Leeward Islands 209 for 6. And at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Trinidad, Guyana Jaguars were 484 for 8 declared against the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force in that day-night fixture. In another story, increased numbers from overseas and additional prizes are all part and parcel of the 2017 edition of the Run Barbados series slated for December 1st to 3rd. Confirmation of this from Meet Director Zari Evelyn, who says that there are increased entries with a 15% growth over last year for the big weekend, including a return of the defending champions. The Run Barbados series starts on Friday with the Signia Fun Mile. Then on Saturday, the Cape Shepherd Visa Credit Card 5K and the Colombian Emeralds International 10K will also be contested. Then on Sunday, the curtain comes down on the event with the half marathon and the marathon. Now, speaking to CBC Sports, Evelyn says the prize money on offer is the most attractive in the Caribbean.
Fun Mile, we're expecting around 850 people. The 5K run, around 650 to 700 people. The 10K, around 450. The half marathon, around 450 as well. And the marathon, we're looking at around 150. Prize money is the same as what it was last year. So we're looking at, in cash alone, is $48,000, which is, from our calculations, the biggest cash payout for any running series in the Caribbean. And in addition to that, what we added last year, which will happen again this year, is paying full expenses for the winners in the 10K, the half, and the full to come back to defend their title, both men and women. This year, too, the added attraction we have for local runners is we have taken on JetBlue as a sponsor, as a gold sponsor, and JetBlue is giving away tickets to male and female Barbadian residents who win the Fun Mile, 5K, 10K, half, and marathon. So that is a little extra just for Barbadian residents.
And Evelyn also says there will be a charity walk added to this year's event.
We do have a 5K walk for charity on a Sunday morning, 7 o'clock. So people, the Barbadians who aren't runners but still want to partake, we welcome them to come and take part in the 5K walk. And it is strategically placed at 7 a.m. so that when it finishes on the Esplanade, people can stick around to watch the winners and the runners coming in from the half marathon and the marathon, and use the opportunity then to stick around and support those races. And then we would have music and drinks and food and all that available on the Esplanade. So it'll be a good environment, a good local environment.
St. Angela's and St. Cyprian's are the girls and boys champions of this year's Purity Primary Inter-School Swimming Championships. St. Angela's took the girls' title with a total of 159 points, just 2 ahead of St. Winifred's. St. Gabriel's was 3rd on 95, while Covington College and St. Bernard's were 4th and 5th on 68 and 41 respectively. Meanwhile, in the boys, St. Cyprian's took the crown with 138 points, some 23 ahead of St. Angela's. And People's Cathedral, that is, was 3rd on 88, while Luther Thorne was 4th on 71, and St. Gabriel's, they were 5th on 70s. Now, CBC's Akeem Klinkett takes a look at the 25-meter freestyle and the butterfly.
Girls 6 and under freestyle, and the race was dominated from start to finish from Nandi Abanji in lane 4 of St. Angela's. She moved through the water gracefully, winning in 25.84 seconds. Behind her was Haley Allen of St. Paul's, while Providence's Sophie Basmiti was 3rd. Boys 6 and under, and in lane 4 swimming powerfully was Matthew King of St. Cyprian's. He was given some slight competition from Natalie Aman of St. Angela's, but King takes it in 21.82 seconds, while Amani was 2nd and Mihail Sobers of St. Patrick's Roman Catholic was 3rd. On to the girls 7 to 8, and the race was in the middle of the pool between St. Winifred's Heidi Stout and Naraya McLean of Blackman and Gollop. Stout is able to pull ahead to win in 16.81 seconds. Ahead of McLean, while Jaya Simmons of St. Gabriel's is third. Boys 7 to 8, and this one was close, but lane 4 and lane 5 were the real threat, as Tariq Greenidge of Luther Thorn touches the wall first in 16.90 seconds, ahead of Nikolai Sisnet of St. Cyprian's and Kane Edwards of St. Angela's. Girls 9 to 10, and moving through the water impeccably in lane 4 was Kenya Dean of St. Angela's. She blows away all competitors, winning it in 15.01 seconds ahead of Melanie Watts of Trinity Academy and Heidi Baker of St. Winifred's. Boys 9 to 10, and wasting no time was Jaden Levine swimming out of lane 4. He's from Eagle Hall Primary and glides through the water to win it in 14.80 seconds ahead of Jaden Johnson of Reynold Weeks and Amani Miller of Providence. Switch of events, we move on to the butterfly, where we begin with the girls 7 to 8, with the race unfolding in lane 4 and 5 between Jaya Simmons of St. Gabriel's and Faith Jeffrey of St. Angela's. Simmons held her own and narrowly gets home, stopping the clock in 20.16 seconds. Jeffrey took the silver, while Jayan Trotman of St. Catherine collected the bronze. Boys 7 to 8, and dominance was the name of this game as Tariq Greenidge of Luther Thorn imposes himself to the front of the race to touch the wall in 18.63 seconds. He was followed by Nikolai Sisnet of St. Cyprian's, while Kane Edwards of St. Angela's was third. Girls 9 to 10, and it was a ding-dong battle between Kenya Dean of St. Angela's in lane 4 and Heidi Baker in lane 5. In the end, Baker of St. Winifred's is able to secure the win, taking it in 17.07 seconds ahead of Dean, while Melanie Walks is third. Boys' turn, and Jaden Levine was back with a vengeance. Lane 4 he occupied, and Eagle Hall the school, as he blows away the field, storming home in 17.29 seconds ahead of Jaden Johnson of Reynold Weeks and Shadane Sandiford of St. Angela's. To the big girls, and taking the lead early was Chelsea Dean of St. Bernard's. She was in lane 4 and executed to perfection. It was elegance personified. She wins it in 16.73 seconds ahead of Tyler Giovacchini of Codrington College and Gabrielle Pinder of St. Gabriel's. And of course, the big boys. And the race was tight at the start, but emerging from the pack was Aquan Critchlow of Luther Thorn. He took the lead and never looked back, winning in 18.77 seconds. Adam Satara of St. Cyprian's grabbed the silver, while Donovan Ashby of People's Cathedral took home the bronze. Akeem Klinkett, CBC Sports.
And coming up, schools netball reaches the semi-final stage. And we're back. The parish of St. Michael will have solid representation when the playoffs get going next week in the National Sports Council's Inter-Parish Road Tennis Tournament. Now, last night in the preliminaries at the Dighton Power Roads facility in Bush Hall, more players from that parish were in fine form. CBC's Damien Best reports.
Bush Hall, the venue. Let's start with Shaquan Henry closest to the screen playing Tavio Cox. This one was over in the twinkle of an eye as Henry won 21-4, 21-5. Next on court, a ladies showdown between Margot Lord in the black and Miranda Manning. Lord with a dart past Manning. The unforced error now would give a point back, but this was an easy assignment. Lord taking the first game 21-8, nice rally. Lord defiant with the back arm, finds its mark. In the second now, Manning cemented to the baseline and paying the price. This time Manning a little more adventurous, one step into the court and it pays dividends. Then for the first time on the night, that big booming shot has the right coordinates, but consistency was the problem, and Lord will race to a 21-11 victory in the second. Back to some men's action now, where Chetty Ford in the white is battling Jamal Branch. Ford into the base of the net. With Christmas around the corner, Branch took Ford to market with limited effort, 21-9 in the first. In the second now, much better fight, good use of the angle. Then a juicy long hop at the right height, asking to be hit and put away. But Ford's aspirations for a third were nullified as Branch sealed the deal in 2 straight, 21-9, 21-11. Moving along, Winston Griffith closest to the screen versus Ricky Taylor. These two very fluent in their stroke play, and Taylor quickens the pace. The footwork was commendable as well. Griffith this time off the front foot, delightful. Griffith eventually taking the first game 21-17. Taylor unforced error. In the second seesaw battle, Griffith a brick wall. Taylor reaching for it but comes up short. Taylor behind the 8 ball, trailing 10-16. Defense and attack until Griffith finds the advertising. But Taylor would go down in 2 straight, 17-21, 12-21. Victory to Griffith. Another intriguing matchup. Darius Baracus Gaskin playing Abbey Playboy Clark in the purple. Gaskin down the line. Clark up the ante as well, going cross court. Beauty. Then 2 bites at the cherry as Gaskin's return is off target. However, Gaskin would hold his opponent to 14. First game in the bag. The second was much closer with the scores locked all the way. We pick it up at 17-15 in favor of Clark. Gaskin, quick thinking, drop shot, 17-16 now. Fast forward, Clark with game point up 20-18. A point there to Gaskin. That would come back to haunt him as Gaskin tied proceedings at 20. Then it was deuce at 21. Frustration for Clark. From there, Gaskin will close out the matchup, doing it in 2 straight, 21-14, 23-21 over Abbey Clark. Damien Best, CBC Sports.
Well, Springer Memorial, Leicester Vaughan, Christchurch Foundation and Queen's College have all advanced to the semi-finals of the Secondary Schools Netball League Under-19 tournament. The biggest margin of victory came when Foundation hammered and humbled Parkinson 47-7. It all happened at the Netball Stadium. While QC beat the Corrigan Parish School 29-14, Leicester Vaughan narrowly beat the St. Michael School 17-14, while Springer defeated the Lodge 33-13. The Lodge School taking on Springer Memorial in this contest. Springer with the baby blue bibs. Roshana Thorne's quick pass to Jada Smith paid off beautifully. Now it's Thorne's turn to show her skills, netting 1 of her 8 from 15 attempts. And again, center finds Smith this time, and she knows what to do. Wing attack to a busy Smith as the one-way traffic continued. Smith up and in for 1 of her 19. The Lodge had very few chances to score, but capitalized whenever they could. Jaquila Morris with 1 of her 3. This time the center finds Carissa Graham, who finds Morris, and she gets another. The Lodge not so sure what to do with this ball, but Springer has other ideas for it. Thank you very much. Taking this one coast to coast, and this run of play really summed up the match as Springer ruled the court, leading all quarters to win 33-13 in the end. Leicester Vaughan and the St. Michael School in this contest. The tall and elegant Kelisa Kelly scoring. Leicester Vaughan also finding their way in this lower scoring game. Vivica Adamson stepping up and netting 1 of her 8. Adamson with the ball again, and a bit indecisive, but made the right choice in the end, getting this one to stick. Adamson was all over SMS once she got the ball in hand. No wonder Leicester Vaughan led all quarters. Now Adamson with the assist, finding Jana Joseph as smooth as silk she goes. Kelly was still doing her job at the other end for St. Michael School, getting 12 of 22 in the game. Goal defense finds Kelly over the top, and she looks good on the shot. But Leicester Vaughan at the other end didn't worry about her, as they got away with a narrow 17-14 win. Well, first in last year's Summer Games, and now possibly for next year's Winter Games. Russia is a step closer to facing a possible ban of its athletes from the Winter Olympics in South Korea after the World Anti-Doping Agency upheld its decision that the Russian Anti-Doping Agency remains non-compliant.